How's it going, guys? In this video we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Alpha Predator. I have to say I absolutely love this figure. This is by far probably one of my favorite Predator figures that I own currently. Not to mention this is actually the first NECA Predator I ever picked up. I saw him at my local Target and I saw him and I just had to pick him up because he is absolutely insanely cool. Plus it was something unique. It was a different Predator, which it all started with this one. So let's get a quick look around the box and then we'll get them opened up and get a better look at the figure. So this figure also commemorates the 100th Predator figure by NECA. So yeah, it's a special edition and it's a lot bigger than the other boxes. So yeah, there's some stuff to this and there's a lot of accessories to this too. But first and foremost, as for the cover art, beautifully done by Edmiston. He's a artist. He's done Mondo. He's done a lot of other stuff, but his artwork is absolutely stellar. Definitely check him out on Instagram or any of his social medias. His artwork is truly amazing, as you can see here. I do like that he incorporated the original Predator's design from the first movie. So on the side, got Predator logo, Alpha Predator, special edition, 100th figure edition. On the back, we got some awesome photo shots of the figure, as well as a little write-up of the figure. On the side, Predator logo again, Alpha Predator, special edition, 100th figure Predator. So get the flap open, beautiful photo shot of the figure, and there's the figure in all its glory. And he comes with quite a bit of accessories. So let's get him opened up and get a better look at the figure, guys. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a better look at the figure. I have to start off with saying the figure itself looks absolutely incredible. Really dig the color scheme on this guy, and yeah, I mean, that primitive armor and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know, it's absolutely incredible. NECA continuously knocks it out of the park with these figures. I can't praise them enough. We'll start with the head. Doesn't seem like the head rotates all that much, unfortunately. I believe it's probably because of the way the back armor is holding the dreads. The dreads are a soft plastic, but I feel like, and I don't really think this comes off. I think the way it's molded together, unfortunately, that's going to hinder the rotation or the articulation in the head. As for the arm does seem to come up, not fully 90 degrees. More than likely because of the way the armor is molded here. It's a soft plastic, the armor, but I feel like maybe it's just stiff and it just can't, and it hasn't. I mean, this is brand new out of the box, guys, so I don't want to force it and have a video fail or anything like that. It does look like there's a single joint in the elbow, and it does seem to have some rotation here in the forearm. There is rotation in the hand as well, from what I could tell. And I like that NECA did the molding like this, where the gauntlet is attached to the wrist, so the wrist and the armor or the gauntlet can move together. I kind of like that they did that with this mold. The hand does have some articulation going front, going back. Can't do much going back, but because I feel like the armor here kind of hinders that movement. And I must say the gauntlet here is absolutely insane. That skull from one of the creatures that he fashioned his gauntlet out of. I mean, NECA just, man, they killed it with this figure. I can't praise them enough. As for the other arm, it does come up. So in seeing this, it does come up a little bit further. So maybe this arm is just a little bit stiff and I just have to like warm it up or something like that. But this arm does come up a little bit higher. There is some rotation, but again, I feel like the armor kind of hinders that. I didn't mention it on this one, but I feel like there is some rotation, can go back, can go forward. Again, there is rotation in the forearm, and then there's rotation in the wrist, and the wrist does go back and forth. Again, here's that another one of those gauntlets that just like, man, it's absolutely insane, and there's movement in it too. I can't praise NECA enough, man. I think they did a great job on this figure. All around, I mean, this guy looks incredible, from his bone armor here, his bone gauntlets. I mean, it's like he's like legit. He fashioned out whatever armor out of like his victims or some animal that he had to fight off. As for the torso articulation, there doesn't seem to be too much rotation, more than likely because of the way the armor is molded to his body. I feel like it kind of gets in the way, so it doesn't feel like there's too much rotation or articulation there, unfortunately. He has a really soft plastic belt. It goes around his waist. I would be very careful with this, guys. As I said, it's a really soft plastic, and I could see this getting caught somewhere in between the crevices, and it might damage it. There is a bit of looks like there's a little holster there for one of the accessories, and once we get into the accessories, we'll get into it then. As for the leg articulation, leg does come up. Doesn't come back too much, more than likely because of this fur pelt that he has as a skirt. I feel like that, as well as the armor, his armor here on his thigh kind of hinders that movement. Leg does come up, not too much, 90 degrees to the side, just because, again, I feel like that armor kind of hinders that movement. There is a bit of a swivel at the top of the thigh. Not too much of rotation. It feels almost like there's a rotation at the knee, but I don't want to force it and have a video fail or anything. It does also look like his knee is double jointed, so that's pretty cool. Like, can come back like that. And it does have a rotation in the foot. Doesn't really seem like the foot goes too much forward or back. Not too much side to side either. As for the other leg, same thing. Leg does come up, but as you can see, that pelt is, hindering that movement again. And again, coming up, trying to do the splits, same thing. That pelt is hindering the movement as well as the armor on the thigh. Like I said, I see on this one, there's a little bit more of a rotation at the thigh. So I just think this, being out of the box, it's just kind of stiff still. Again, double joint in the knee. That's pretty good. Really dig that. And rotation in the foot. And again, not too much of a swivel or back and front. So put him off to the side, guys, and we'll get a better look at his accessories here. Starting off with the accessories, guys, he does come with a couple sets of extra hands. Starting off, we'll take a look at the close-fisted hands. Really nice attention to detail on these guys. I mean, I don't know if this camera picks it up well, but if you see the nails there, they got that nice dark color. And I mean, you see the weather and the wrinkling on the wrists and hands there. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I don't think I'd pose them with these hands, the close-fisted hands, but I mean, it's nice that NECA put this in there. I really dig those. Bit of gripping hands. Again, you see that weathering there, the wrinkling on the back of the hands there, and then you see the nails, that dark gray. I really think NECA did a great job, and they do it with their other Predators too, where they find, I mean, it's a Predator, they use mostly the same mold, but they tweak it with the color palettes, and just, I don't know, they knock it out of the park with those. Up next, guys, he does come with his staff. Now this staff looks absolutely insane. Looking at this staff, it's like fashioned out of several of his alien victims, other creatures that he's come across with and has to deal with. I mean, again, if you look at most of his accessories or his armor or anything like that, his weapons, I mean, it's stuff like this. It's like primitive weaponry. So you see like these two sort of spiked horns fashioned together with leather strapping or some sort of strapping. He has that going back down to the staff here, more of that leather strapping, which, like, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but I mean, it just looks absolutely insane. Got a spinal cord running down here, more than likely to give the staff some more stability, and then you got that nice spike at the end there, so you can seriously do some damage with this, I can imagine. Another thing he comes with, guys, he comes with what looks like a sort of like a sickle sort of thing that he also fashioned together. Again, really digging the aesthetic of this guy, the primitive weaponry that he has. I mean, he doesn't really have any technology or anything, and I really dig it. I believe this is one of those things that, I mean, it not only can it, I would imagine he'd use this to either cut, hook. I mean, this thing looks absolutely deadly. Up next we have Smart Disc, although it's a bit of a, looks more like a shuriken or a throwing star sort of thing. Really nice attention to detail on this. You can see the bones and spikes all together there at the end. And I love the coloring and the weathering that NECA did on this, like the darker color here, and then it goes into that lighter wash. Like it's a little bit weathered and worn, but definitely really cool, really cool accessory that they included in this figure. Again, I'm really digging the primitive weaponry that this Predator came with. And finally, guys, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a helmet, but he comes with what looks like a helmet or a skull of actually, fun fact, this is the design of this came from the original design of the Predator from the original Predator movie, The Jungle Hunter. This is where it all started, guys, and I really dig the fact that NECA, you know, brought this design and kind of made it into, you know, that they included it with this. I mean, I think that was really awesome. This is a bit of a soft plastic, but you see the mandibles there and the teeth there, and then the bug eyes. So really solid accessory. I think that NECA, you know, did it justice by bringing this design back, in my opinion. I had mentioned this earlier, guys. He had that holster on his belt. I want to say, I guess it could either be for the shuriken, maybe. So we can have it there with him, ready at the ready for whenever he needs it. So yeah, I believe there's that one, or I think even the little scythe or sickle weapon, I think that could fit in there too. But I'll just leave him with the shuriken for now. A couple things I forgot to mention, guys. It does come with a couple other things, not accessories, but as a part of the, I guess, the 100th release of the figure, they actually released this a story behind this Alpha Predator in particular. So I'm sure you can look this up online, but it's basically telling a story of the Alpha Predator, and I really dig that they included this in this release. This is for them to do that, for this sort of attention to detail, is absolutely incredible on NECA's part. I can't praise them enough. And then last but not least, what comes included with this figure, guys, is a fold out poster of the artwork by Jason Edmiston. And man, this again, the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. The figure itself is absolutely gorgeous too. But one other bonus with this poster is it's double-sided. So if you turn it over, you actually have basically a checklist of all the Predator figures that have been released up until this guy. And yeah, guys, I have to say, incredible. Seeing all these like gorgeous Predator figures and how the line has grown from back then. I mean, yeah, it's definitely awesome that NECA included this with this release, I have to say. But really, really cool. If I was to frame this, I'm not sure. I think I'd frame it with the artwork though, because I think this artwork is absolutely stellar, man. Really, really cool. I'm glad that they included this with this release. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of the figure. Have you seen the figure out in the wild? Like I said, I picked up this figure, I want to say I picked up this figure back in 2021 at my local Target. The figure itself was released in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I saw him, I had to pick him up. So comment down below, let me know what you thought of the figure. If you've seen the figure out in the wild, or if you do have this figure, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of the Predator franchise as a whole? Like I've said many a times, I love Predator 1, Predator 2, and Prey. Those are my top 3, I'd have to say, favorites. But yeah, comment down below, let me know what's your favorite, guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, thanks again, guys, for coming back and for the continued support. I wholeheartedly can't thank y'all enough. Really, really appreciate it. Until then, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy and have a good one.